Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jay from Revolution Radio. I just wanted to take a few seconds to talk about the update from Iran. So it seemed that Foreign Minister Mohammad Zarif did an interview with CNN within the last 12 hours or so. And it's funny the way it's being spinned. There's a lot of that today, where um, places like Fox News are saying Iran warns of all-out war. CNN, same thing. Who actually did the interview? They have headlines of all-out war with Iran. Now, was the statement all-out war in the interview? Yes, it was, 100%. But for those of you who didn't actually read the article, or maybe you haven't seen it yet, when you get into it, many times, Foreign Minister Zarif states that they don't want war. Iran does not want war at all. Um, but he has to be tough. He has to protect his own soil and understand that if it's your country, you aren't going to say, well, whatever. I mean, just keep doing what you're doing. It's okay. No, so he does make the comments. Iranian regime's threatening behavior will not be tolerated. Um, in response, I should say, to that, he has to say, uh, we won't blink to defend our territory. Things like that. And these are all response. The first comment was from Pompeo. Sorry, I got my notes mixed up there. But um, he talks about, the question was asked, what would be the consequence of a U.S. or Saudi strike? And that's when Zarif said, all out war. Well, I think that's pretty obvious, right? Is anyone confused by that? Of course, that would be the consequence of a strike. I think that would, I mean, unless there was a targeting mishap, if we decided to start bombing Canada, I'm pretty sure it would be, I mean, for Canada's side, it would be all out war. Um, you know, it, so it seems kind of crazy that that's the way they're leading. Further into this interview, he repeatedly says that they don't want war and they don't claim any responsibility for this, and they have no responsibility in directing it and causing it, anything. Um, he added he doesn't want to see all the casualties that would happen from this fallout. And you know, the interesting thing though, and the tough guy mentality that I think, if you're looking at it from a different perspective, you see the punching that's going on between the two. And what I mean by that is between Zarif and Trump, who Trump hasn't really said much, not nearly as much as Mike Pompeo has. But Zarif had said, look, I want to negotiate a peace deal. But for that to happen, you have to respect the 2015 nuclear peace treaty, which means to take away the sanctions for one. Something that actually Donald Trump said that he would do, but I don't know if he realizes he said that. But Zarif is basically saying, look, you need to agree to these terms that me and President Barack Obama agreed to. Now, that I don't think is going to happen. Um, it really is a man's ego. That's it. If Trump could swallow his ego and say, fine, let's come to the table and let's talk. Which, by the way, we were already there. Obama already got us there. But Trump screwed up, playing around. Maybe we'll have to go back. Are we going to have to, concede more? Maybe. Maybe. I hope, honestly, I hope that's more of an option than going to war. But Trump swallowing his ego and saying, yes, I'll go, we'll sit down and we'll pull these sanctions off and I will adhere to the 2015 nuclear peace treaty. It could save thousands and thousands of lives. It's all he's got to do. It's a small thing. It really is a small thing for thousands and thousands of lives. Some military, some a lot civilian, completely innocent people. I wanted to tell you guys about this because I've seen this all over the place. I actually read this article when it came out at like 4 a.m. my time. And this morning, as it kept coming through, I kept seeing all these articles that were saying Iran warns of all-out war, Iran testing America. And I wanted you guys to know, no, that's not what's happening at all. They're responding. This is the mainstream media propaganda war machine trying to turn the tables and get us duped into another war. Now, I've talked about it on past shows that it's all propaganda, and we've been there before, and we know it, and we're not going to fall for it. Endless war only helps a very small percentage. They just happen to be very elite and very rich. But it's our children's lives. We're not willing to sacrifice them so Lockheed Martin and Raytheon can get rich. Especially in something like this, where we have a country outright saying, we don't want war. We don't want to do this. We agreed to a peace treaty 4 years ago. Why are you changing the rules? And meanwhile, we are using the most barbaric strategy to hone them in, so to speak, really to cause them to strike out is all we're doing. But we're denying them medical supplies, denying them food, and not allowing them to participate in trade. I read an article that said hundreds of people are dying of things like diabetes in Iran because we're just not getting medical supplies. We're cutting them off. We're not letting them in there. It's ridiculous. We're the aggressor in this situation. It's our imperialistic nature that is definitely showing through. So when you see any headlines, when you hear about Iran being the propagator, look into it. Definitely read into it. And I think you'll see the same thing I do, that 90% of it is just answering questions. The whole all-out war. I think that's the answer all of us would give. Oh, if we bombed Germany, what would happen? The all-out war. Yeah, we're not threatening all-out. We're saying, yeah, no, that would just happen. It's like if I walk and chew gum, I'm gonna fall. No, it's really disturbing. And again, we've seen this a few times over. I warn that this is the worst that we'll see it, though. This is worse than Vietnam. This is worse than Iraq. We don't want to do this. And we have to let it be known that at every facet possible, we must deny this war. And we must let them know we're not in favor. Anyway, guys, that's just my opinion. That's my 2 cents on the situation. I'd love to hear your thoughts. You can find the show or comment, message me Facebook, it's Jay Dillon, Jaydyllan. On Twitter, it's JC Show VIP. You can find the show on Anchor, Revolution Radio, or you can search Zach Dillon, Zakkdillon, on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcast, and the YouTube channel, The Community, will be starting very soon, where these daily shows will go up directly there. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Good day.